right, deadlift, one of our favorite strength drills, great for posterior, strengthening the backside or pulling muscles of the body, really counters out the squat and a lot of the anterior chain front side movements that we do. Generally when we do this, we're generally doing lower reps, anywhere from 1 to 8 reps. Sometimes we'll go a little bit higher. Because there is a position issue with the lower back, we tend not to do a crazy number of reps. We just don't want to lose neutral spine. And sometimes we see that if people are really fatigued doing high reps. So generally the deadlift, we tend to do a little bit heavier and a little bit lower rep. Obviously there's power lifters that are going crazy with the weight, and you can really get intricate with the deadlift. I'm just going to give you a basic athletic deadlift that we use for our athletic conditioning programs. So a couple things to think about. First thing is we like to come shins to bar. The reason being is when I push through my hips and load my hamstrings to come down to the bar, I want the load in close here. If I end up standing behind the bar and just an inch forward, this ends up being just a lot of low back work, and it's really hard on the low back, and you've got crappy mechanical leverage here. So that's not what we want in this pulling drill. So we're going to have you come shins to bar. Next thing we're going to have you do is what we call a top-down setup for the deadlift. So I'm going to have you hinge at the hips, push the butt back, 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 back until you feel the hamstrings load. That's your signal to drop to the bar. So when the hamstrings get tight, torso comes forward, back stays neutral, okay, or flat, but it does not stay straight up and down. There's no way that you can have a powerful deadlift if you try to keep your back vertical. It just wouldn't work. You'd be in a horrible position, no strength whatsoever. So we drive the hips back, chest comes forward, back stays neutral, shins to bar. Once my hamstrings get tight, that's my cue to come down to the bar. I'm going to pull the shoulders back, stiffen up through the lats and the torso, and then I'm going to stand up, pull the bar to the waist, hinge back. So it really is a hip hinge movement, and I'm starting with the hinging of the hip as opposed to the bending of the knees. Okay, so I'm going to drive the hips back, which allows the bar to clear the knees, and come straight down to the ground. We do not want to squat the deadlift and end up pulling from this position. We want the hamstrings loaded, core tight, and then we just want to pull the bar straight up, back down.